Serving my country was something I always had wanted to do from a young age, so I joined in my senior year of high school at the age of 17.
So I was sophomore in high school, and just knowing about 9/11 kind of growing up, I always kind of wanted to be a part of it, help out with that, and be there for my country.
When September 11th happened, I just knew. I was brought up military family. I was actually born on a military base.
When I served overseas in 2002, I was in a leadership role. I was the Chief Ward Master for the 865th Combat Support Hospital. As a medic, as any type of person who serves in the medical capacity in the military, your goal is to get that man or woman home to their family. And when that doesn't happen, that can be pretty devastating.
You know, there would be times where if we were getting shot at, if we were getting rockets, shot at us, everybody would run for the bunker, but we would run to the building because we were the ones who would have to go to the building to calculate where did this come from, how are we gonna shoot back before they shoot us again. It's been really tough trying to just let things go and realize that it's not war anymore, it's not military anymore. Going through a divorce, coming back home and having absolutely nothing on top of the demons that I was facing, I really had nothing else.
I worked long hours. I was a cook. And to be a woman in the military was also not easy. There were moments where it was amazing and I had lots and lots of fun. And there were times when it was dark and not stuff I talk about.
You know, the hardest part of my deployment was leaving my family. I remember the day I was called and told I was going to be on the mission. I was very conflicted because I was very excited that I was chosen. But then a few hours after that phone call, I realized I'm going into a war zone, and then reality kind of hit. You know, bad things can happen.
The transition back to civilian life was definitely a lot tougher than I expected it to be. But while coming home, I was driving a U-Haul truck with my whole world in it. 18-wheeler driver fell asleep at the wheel, he hit me. I had my service dog in the truck with me and her seatbelt broke in the process of us flipping into a culvert. Well, almost killed me, almost killed her.
When I first moved back to Buffalo, I was homeless. I went and sought out assistance from other places and was turned away. At Christmas time, when I had no choice but to pull out my laptop, it wasn't because I wanted to, it was out of desperation. I'm not out here looking for a handout, and I'm not out here wanting a handout. That's not me, that's not any of us.
Coming home was a lot more challenging than I thought it was going to be. Behind closed doors, there was a lot going on. There was a lot of issues in our relationship. There was a lot of issues with readjusting as a parent. There were issues like at work.
When we finally made it back home after everything was said and done, she couldn't even go near a vehicle. Chris Krieger came in contact with me saying, hey, since the situation, she's already a service dog, we just need to get her retrained. But she just still could not handle being in a vehicle after the accident. They said, look, we'll still, help you out with that. Since that moment on, I've been with my new service dog and my whole life just drastically changed for the better.
I cannot say enough about these people. If it wasn't for the female veterans group, I probably wouldn't be out of my house. My kids also do the Operation Backpack. They bring in their class list. They get their backpacks completely stuffed and ready to go for back to school. If it wasn't for Western New York Heroes, I don't know where I'd be. I don't even want to think about it.
So the first time I had an interaction with Western New York Heroes, I was the first sergeant at the time for the 865th Combat Support Hospital, and one of my soldiers, I learned on one of our battle assembly weekends, was living out of his car. For Chris to call me back on a Sunday evening regarding one of my soldiers.
What I went through tore my life apart. They gave me a reason to look forward to the future. I mean, going the extra mile, that is their standard operating procedure, is going the extra mile no matter what they do. Whatever they're trying to put together, whatever they're doing, whatever fundraising they're doing, they always go the extra mile because they've lived it, they've gone through it, they know exactly what veterans are going through. And that's just exactly how Western New York Heroes is. It's just going the extra mile every time.
If I was dealing with a veteran who was afraid to reach out, first of all, I'd tell them not to be afraid, not to worry about asking for help.
They've lived in your shoes, they've walked your path. There's no need to be ashamed. You've served your country.
Don't be discouraged, reach out. Try to find a way. We didn't give up overseas. We didn't give up while we were in the military. We're not gonna give up on each other while we're out. We already, fought one war, and we're fighting another one, and we're going to be right by your sides. So just reach out, and we'll be there for you.
To all of you in Western New York who've heard about our services, whether it be through our social media or our veterans, I want you to keep in mind that each and every service we provide is because of you. It's because of you and because of your support. It's not anything to do with Western New York Heroes, our staff, our board of directors, and patting ourselves on the back. It's about truly being there for our veterans and their families when they need us most. For many of you, you ask, what kind of hours do we work? How many days a week do we work? Here at our office, it is literally 24/7. Our promise to you is that we will continue to work hard providing those same services and programs to our veterans and their families. Again, because of you, we thank you.